Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Family Podcast with your two favorite brothers. My name is Sammy.
My name is Don.
And welcome to the show, everybody. Today, we are joined by a very special guest. Shada, welcome to the show.
Hi.
Thanks for coming. I'm really interested to talk to you, innit? So, first off, just we'll get into your nanny and stuff a bit later on, innit? But what are the most memorable memories you have of your household growing up?
Well, I grew up in a big family, so I'm one of six. So there's loads of memories. There's, oh God, which one? Like good or bad?
One of each, I think.
One of each, okay. A good memory was just like being around my cousins and my family all the time. Like we were very, very close. So just playing together. Just even if it was like playing blackjack or we've got a game called Boy Girl that we used to play all the time. So just those kind of playing memories. But a bad memory that was a good memory was one time my mom's friend, who was a male, he got really angry with me at one point and he hit me. And I told my sisters and they basically made him tea and they spat in the tea. Oh. And then they watched him drink it and then we were all laughing.
Wow.
There was 6 children just watching this man drink tea. They looked at us like, why is everyone watching us? As soon as he drank it, we all started cracking up. So yeah, that's a bad but good memory that I remember.
Hey, kids can be wicked.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had anyone kick off the show like that, bro.
First time. It would be me. It would be me.
I remember someone did that to our English teacher, innit?
Is it?
But she didn't drink it, innit?
Oh.
And then at the end of the class, innit, she was like, I know someone spat in my tea.
What?
Ooh. Yeah, she was
no
like...
way. No way. He deserved it, definitely.
Yeah.
I was 4. Where did you go in?
Yeah.
You know my dad?
Yeah.
What is this?
Yeah, that's mad. And what was the dynamic with your brothers and sisters? Because you have quite a few.
Yeah. I got 4 sisters and 1 brother. The dynamic is very weird. Like my brother's close to all of us. And then sometimes it'd be like my oldest and my third. They're really close. I feel like I have my own personal relationship with all of them and I go to them for different things. But the dynamic is a lot of the time is either at least 4 of us together or 6 of us. Literally all the time. Even like we even rave together. We'll be in a rave, we're all dancing. Everyone's like, you all look alike. What's going on? And we're like, we're siblings. They're like, what? There's 6 of you. Yeah. So yeah, that is very normal for us to all go out together.
It's so lit.
It's so lit because we all can dance as well. So it's like, hey.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
That's bad. See, that's the thing. I get I don't know, I get kind of conflicted because at this moment in time, I feel like I'm not going to have more than 2 children.
You say that now.
Yeah. See, that's what everybody says to me.
You say that now.
I'm very... You know what's mad? I knew from time, innit, that I was going to have a boy and a girl.
Yeah.
I didn't know what order it was going to be, but I knew it. Like, and when I said it, people thought I was capping.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just know. And so I just feel like, yeah,
just
that's it.
It's a bit dry.
Yeah, well, see, this is the thing.
Having 6 was like, it's just the best. It's literally like a party. Christmas is live.
Yeah.
Everything's a vibe. But with 2, it's like, you fight over stuff. But with 6, you just learn to share. You learn actual proper life skills as well. Like I learned a lot of my life skills at home before I went into the real world. And that's why I feel like I'm so resilient now. Because I had 4 older sisters, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
See, I had to learn not to be the baby, innit?
Oh, really?
Do you know what I'm saying? Because I'm the middle child, so it's kind of like, at one point, I could get anything I wanted, anytime I wanted, anywhere I wanted. Then my little brother just showed up.
Yeah, that was me.
It's like, hey, bro, if you don't go back in the womb,
yeah, he came out, I was like, yeah, your dance is done, bro.
Yeah, your time is over.
And like, it's crazy because like me and him are so close. Like now we're like close to inseparable. It's crazy because even when I see like pictures of me and like S together, we unconsciously, we always have similar hair. We always have the same stance.
I've got this. If I can find it, I'll show you this picture that I took of them in Ghana. They look like the same person, but just different skin.
Really?
Like they're both looking at their phone, innit? And it just looks like the same person.
We both got waves in our hair. We both
it looks
mad.
mad.
It's crazy.
It looks mad.
And we've always been like, I don't know. I understand his plight as a young person. And I think because I had similar plights, innit? It's like, you want to fit in, but nobody can take you for either, innit?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, it could get cracking any time, innit? But you're just trying to be like that good person for your family. Because you know your family's not wrecky. Like, I ain't been pen. Sammy ain't been pen.
Amazing.
I don't think many of our cousins have been pen or any of our cousins.
No.
You know, my grandma waits for everyone's graduation, picks and lines it up. So, but we'll still slap you. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, don't get it twisted.
Yeah, don't get it twisted.
Like, we'll box you down.
And so with him, like, as he was growing up, he was navigating, like, my brothers know when to turn it on and when to turn it off.
Yeah.
But young brothers are just rampant.
I think it's
reckless.
worse now as well.
Reckless.
You know?
And so he always had to show people that I'm not no either.
Yeah.
And so I identified with that. Whereas I feel like, because there's 13 years between Sammy and him, it's kind of like Sammy always has to take the adult stance.
Yeah.
Like, I can be the one, who breaks something in my mum's house, like water fighting with my younger brother, but they're just going to expect more from Sammy.
Yeah.
And the thing is, as well, there used to be times where I'll be like, why are you arguing with him?
Oh yeah, I argue with my little brother.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just like, I don't get why you argue with him. You tell him what gone, and then that's it.
Yeah.
There's no argument.
Yeah.
I was like, but that works for you, but that works for me.
The dynamic between them is very different.
Yeah.
So it's a bit mad.
I think like when we learnt about it, it was kind of like, all right, I'm the mid ground, so I can still teach you how to be an adult.
Yeah.
But I have to be able to appeal to you because you see me like, if you're in Jordans, you're thinking like, why do I not care about Jordans? Like, because I'm the closest to you. Yeah. Whereas if Sammy don't care about Jordans, you're like, oh yeah, but he's Sammy.
He's older.
He's old, innit?
Yeah.
Can I see the grey hairs?
So yeah, I know 6 must have been lit, bro. I would have been lighting
so
up every
lit.
single party.
It was the best, literally.
So this is where I get conflicted, kind of like maybe one, but I think I'll just wait for Don to top it up still.
Yeah.
You're gonna be waiting a long time. I'm not joking. No.
What do you remember about your teenage years?
My teenage years were very awkward for me, I think, because I feel like I have a different soul, and my morals are very different to what the teenagers I saw doing. Like, the girls that they were like linking man and doing this stuff, and I was like playing football.
Oh man.
And like, you know what I mean? Like, I was there with the man then, but I was like playing football, playing tennis, like just doing loads of sporty kind of things. And I also did dance and drama. That was my background. But that is my background. So I was always at dance school. I was always at drama class. So my teenage years were very awkward because I went through a bit of depression, which at the time I didn't know it was that. But now that I'm older, I know that it was that. And I just felt really awkward, maybe because I used to get bullied for my appearance because I got big lips. Now I'm like, people taking injections for my lips. Am I like natural? But back then I felt very awkward because I used to get bullied for like my big lips and stuff like that. But I was like the very popular person in school, but also I had haters, if that makes sense. Yeah,
that's mad. I feel like, well, actually, let me ask another question on the back of that, innit? Do you feel like having things like performing arts helped you, stirred you away from some of the things that your peer group were doing?
Absolutely. I think that, and also just my upbringing. Like, my mum brought me up. She always say, "Don't be a village horse," which is back in the day like a whole. So she's like, don't let no one have to call your name. You're not no village horse. Like, I have 5 gal pitney, and you get me. So my mum was very big on like dignity, being a lady, like, you know, coming across respectful, having manners. Like, my mum was big on that. So for me, I didn't feel like it was a challenge. I was naturally that way. But when I saw like girls my age doing stuff, I was shocked. I was like, "Wow, how are they doing that so young?" Now that I'm older as well, I look back and I'm like, they were doing that from early. Yeah. But yeah, I learned later on, like in my later teens, like 17, 18, 19, but they were doing stuff from like 12, 13. Yeah. Crazy.
Because we, like, so me and Sammy had this conversation offline, innit? Because lots of people are like to me, bro, like, yeah, just jump on Tinder, innit? Like, all my peer group, like, people that went to uni, bro, they get out one relationship, Tinder, quick dating app. I'm like, fam, you want me to put my big black face on a dating app for what, bro?
You get big, yeah, though.
Yeah, I'm trying to see it happen.
I might tell you, everybody.
You get loads of gas.
to me, yeah, that stuff don't mean nothing. Like, I've been saying it for time and Sammy's like, you're just
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't care. Like, the female attention thing, yeah, for me, yeah, just seems like mad hassle. Like, I'm not saying that I want to be single or nothing like that, but I'm just like, come to me correct or don't come at all. Do you know what I'm saying? Because my family got standards.
Yeah,
like,
so she can't come in the inbox now.
She can't jump in the DMs.
Yeah.
No,
if you're listening to this and you got a crush on her,
there's a way to jump in the DMs, isn't it?
Okay.
Like,
how should let me ask you, how should a woman jump in the DMs? Because I can write some tips.
Yeah. But first, you got the thing is, yeah, you have the standard male approach in it, yeah, and then you've got Don's approach.
Okay.
But Don just sees things bare different from other guys.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of the guys,
Yeah.
you know how to approach? You send a picture of your titties, yeah, and you sign
That
it with
won't
your
work
name.
with me, fam.
But with Don, yeah, he's gonna delete that.
Is it?
Yeah, and he's probably gonna block you.
Yeah.
Oh,
straight up.
standards. Yes, we like that. Standards. So would you like a woman to like jump in the DM with banter?
Yeah, like.
See, I will jump in. It's me, because I'm a bit awkward like that. I will jump in the DM with banter, and then if you don't, then like just delete. Yeah.
I'm like, you gotta come with something. The thing is, yeah, I don't mind what you come with. Some girls are cute, like some girls are funny, some girls, but don't come like what. So you think that your body's gonna hold you up all this time?
Okay.
Do you get what I'm saying? And you think my wallet is what? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, don't come on that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to grow together, we're gonna build something. Like my peers know we grind.
Standards.
If I speak to any of my mandem, I don't think anybody has been around me and not got a promotion or not got a thing. Not because of anything, but just because I expect certain things from you.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're on my team.
Absolutely.
People are going to see you and be like, oh, yeah, you're Don's brethren. So what, you're a gutter child? And
I got you.
yeah, and you're associated with me. No, come on, bro. You got to do
No,
better
it's
than
good.
that.
They need more men with your mentality. Like, standards is a big thing. Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I don't even know where it came from.
Don't apologize for it. Be unapologetic.
No.
Yeah.
Well, people know me, innit?
I'm still trying to get him on the Tinder thing.
Yeah, you're trying to get me on the
I think it'd be slightly entertaining.
I'm not a fan of dating sites, man.
Yeah, neither am I.
I'm not, but listen, I had 3 friends that met their husbands on Match.com, and I put it on my Instagram the other day. You know how many people went in my DMs about how they met their husbands on dating sites?
You know what's mad?
I said, huh? Hold on, wait, what?
I feel like Match.com, yeah, is like I don't know, like
a bit more sophisticated.
Yeah, I feel like Tinder's like pot noodle, innit?
Tinder is just for hookups, I think.
Yeah, and so when someone says Match.com, I'm like, okay, yeah, maybe you can get a relationship from that, you know. But when people talk about Tinder, I just think, right, you're getting your back blown up.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just don't
absolutely.
I'm like, why do you need an app for any of those things?
Because it's easy access.
Yeah.
And it tells you people in your area. So, for instance, if you're looking for a quick hookup, like you just go online, you know.
That's long for me. Like, I just think to myself, like, none of you put any effort. So that's what you're going to do with our relationship.
Yeah, but some people are on there looking for actual relationships.
No, but you're doing it in a pot noodle way.
Yeah.
Like, you ain't grinding.
But what?
Pot noodle way.
But you know,
It's not it to get rid of all the noise. They don't want all the extra. They just want someone they
so
can
what
find.
happens when our
You'll be
relationship
successful
becomes
on
a
there.
bit
yeah, but hold on.
No,
yeah.
it won't be noise.
The whole way that we live life now, yeah, revolves around ease of access, like Netflix, Uber Eats, all of that stuff. So how do you how are you okay with like going to get your food from a site like Uber Eats, yeah, and totally dismissing? Because it's a natural progression of the times that we're in that people are going to move online.
No. You know, I understand what you're saying, innit? But like for me, yeah, I think this is what's always kept me grounded. I have these moments, of reflection where it's like, it's too easy, bro. Something is too easy. Are you gonna live your life like this? Because like, it doesn't make sense to me. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, life is not supposed to be that easy, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I get it.
What happens when you go into a forest, and you're by yourself? Your battery's done out, were you just gonna sit there and cry?
No, but look, taking something in its element, and using it within that element is very different from being entirely dependent on that element.
But the thing is, what happens when you continue to take that thing in its element is you continue. Look at lockdown, But
you wouldn't need to. If you're in a relationship, you wouldn't need to. You get rid of it.
Nah, but I just feel like even with relationships now, like some people are good at relationships, they found good connections and that. But when I look along, like a lot of my mandem and stuff like that, I'm like, you lot stop trying, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you lot just, it's like no date night, no spontaneity, no nothing, or you're just copy and pasting someone else's thing.
Yeah.
And then when your girl gets bored or you get bored, you're
cheat.
all confused. And I'm
People
like,
cheat.
I'm like, you lot use the cheat code to life. And you got your cheat code. Like, here you go in it with your wife that, you know, isn't really happy. You're not really happy. You go to work, like, come back from work. You never travel. You never make each other laugh anymore. Like, you wouldn't dance in the rain. You wouldn't do nothing, fam.
Yeah, but all of that,
yourself ordering from watching Netflix. You think that's a night in, fam?
yeah,
That's
but
mad.
all of those things in it are not dependent on those sites. That is the culture within certain men.
But it's a mentality.
So if you don't have that mentality, I still don't understand why you can't
Use it to your benefit. I'm selling Don's, mentality for £50 a pop. Get at me? Because this mentality is like unheard of in this day and age.
Yeah.
You're very old school in your mind, mindset. And I love that because now it's just everything's just easy, like you said.
Yeah.
Everything's just easy, like just quick access, like instant gratification. Like everyone wants something quick. They're not willing to put in the work.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
But you know what,
saying.
To be fair to you,
I
I have to admit, when you see them adverts online now, and it's like, oh, meet Jane. She followed my program, and she was able to get rich in 6 weeks, and now she's earning 90,000 a week. When I see those things, I just click X in it because something in your brain knows that 90 grand's not supposed to come that easy.
That's how I feel like when people like approach me on that way, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
so would you rather a girl not slide in your DMs then? Would you rather you?
I don't mind either one. Like, to be honest, like I spent a lot of my life being shy in it, so it was like there was girls that liked me in it, and I probably just didn't even give them the time of day in it because like I was just so shy. But nowadays, I'm like, all right, cool. I don't mind if someone slides in my DMs or whatever the situation, innit? But I'm like, you're gonna have to put in some work. Like, females think that because I'm a man and because you may offer sex or you may have a nice body or whatever, that I'm just gonna be like, because you got. To me, that's mad. That's crazy.
That's like more than their body to offer. Isn't it?
I'm like, I would sleep with the whole. Do you know how many lengos like cross path? Like. I would be sleeping with everybody.
That's the case.
That's mad.
Be very tired.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, very.
So like it's like for me, I'm just like, you gotta know how to be like freaky. You gotta know how to act in front of my grandma. Like, fam, don't use your left hand when you pass stuff to my grandma. Come on, bro. Like, you have to know the deal. Like, I'll teach you that stuff, but you have to be willing to learn. Like, I don't care what culture you come from, but I like jollof rice. So you're gonna have to learn how to cook it. There'll be something that you like. I gotta learn how to cook it. You want me to act a certain way in front of your peers. But we have to do that work. Not just, you look leng. Let me plug myself inside your charger. What kind of...
inside your charger.
It's crazy.
So you want a lady in the streets and a freak in the sheets? Kind of.
Yes.
Kind of,
Just say
but
yes,
no, but like...
We don't even know she's a freak in the sheets. You just want her to be a freak for you. I get it.
Yeah. But like... You know, like, we can have fun, we can do the things in it, but you just got to know how to pattern accordingly. Like, certain times I have to edit, but I won't feel like editing. Like, you still have to lift me up and be like, right, you got some stuff to do, Like, remember what we're working for. And I would do the same for you.
Are you actively looking?
Me?
Yeah.
Nah, no.
I was about to say, it doesn't sound like you're looking.
No.
And also, you have to be open to that. Give people chances.
Yeah.
This is me sounding a bit hypocritical. But because I am trying to be more open, like, not so cutthroat. Because I'm very, like, I like what I like. And I'm very quick to lock someone off. Like, it's a bad thing for me that I'm working on. But you need to be open to it as well, just the mindset as well.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely not. At the moment, I'm way too busy to do any of that. Yeah, people who know me know that I ever have Saturdays. So,
Yeah.
But anyway, this ain't about me.
Yes. So, Shada, how did you get into the nannying profession?
I started off teaching dance and drama. And then I started to get recommended like to different families just to babysit. Okay. When I started, I was 13, so you shouldn't have been working. But I was, because I saw my mum work like all the time. I wanted to be like my mum, so I was like, I want a job. So when I was 13, I was like, what can I do? So I tried the paper round, but that was like 20p for every newspaper that's long. And I just wanted big money in it. So when I started babysitting, I was 13, but I was making like £50 a week. I was like, yo, rich, and then I was like, wow. So then I started babysitting and I was recommended to my first nanny job for a family.
Okay.
And then through there, I started to join nanny agencies once I got the experience and stuff. So yeah, that's how I kind of got into it.
Oh, that's mad.
Yeah.
And did you have a mentor through the process, or was it just learning on the...
It was learning on the job, but I would say I had a life mentor, which is someone I always mention. Her name's Mommy Viv. She'd passed now, but she was like my second mom. Like no one could tell me that wasn't my mom. And she was in recruitment. She had her own recruitment business. So she used to do like mock interviews with me. She used to like help me write my CV. Like a lot of practically the reason why I'm the woman I am today is because of Mommy Viv. Like she taught me so much about business. Yeah.
That's the thing. I've noticed that sometimes there's not that information. So you get people who are maybe good at something, but the thing that they're missing is that business.
Yeah.
And people, it's hard to find people who have the time to be willing to teach you.
Absolutely.
This is how you monetize this. This is how you don't make it gross, you know, because sometimes it can come across gross if you're, I don't know, you know, there's some people, you know, and so you need somebody to show you your why and how to balance that.
Absolutely.
And sometimes I think it's missing. So it's very good that you had that.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah, so shout out to Mommy Viv.
Yeah, bang bang.
And where'd you get your motivation from?
Just from growing, I grew up quite poor. And also I grew up with a single mom of 6. So I saw my mom, like, she's just so resilient. She's like, my mom's my hero. And I saw her like work 3 jobs with 6 kids. And one time my mom got sacked from a job because they saw on the camera that me and my sister were helping her. She was a cleaner in like office. Yeah. And then she worked in like McDonald's as a manager, and then she worked in Tesco doing nights. So she did those. She used to rotate. And one time my mom was exhausted. And me and my sister was like, let's just take the key and go to the office and clean for her. I was about 8.
Oh,
my sister was about 12, maybe. No, she was about 14. My sister now, she's 9 years older than me. So yeah, so then we went, and then they saw her on the camera. They saw us on the camera cleaning. We did a good job. Yeah. But they looked at the camera and saw like, why are children cleaning the office?
Yeah.
And they sacked my mom, and I remember just feeling so bad. So I get my motivation from like just wanting my mom to have a better life.
Yeah.
Definitely. That's crazy because it's definitely something that we can relate to in terms of like family dynamics. Like we're big family oriented.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Family is everything.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say something else. The way you said it was like, it was going on to something else.
No, I can tell though, because even like you guys being close and being brothers, and then the way since we've got here, like off camera and everything, we're talking about family a lot. So I could tell. It's very rare to find London people that are family orientated.
Yeah, it's mad. But I think
people find it weird that 6 of us are close. Like they're like, what? Hold on, wait, you all got the same mom and dad? And we're like, yeah. They're shocked.
That's like when people go, oh yeah, you and your brother podcast together. I'm like, bro, we've done a lot more ventures than just podcasts, bro. Like we're actually brothers. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But I think for us, well, for me personally, it came from my time at university.
Really?
Because at that time, I had to leave my parents and I had to leave my brothers and kind of do what I was doing. And you realize how much you miss them. And also, it kind of came into the fold, like what your parents do for you. Because at that time,
I don't know what he's talking about. I was getting lit. No, I'm joking.
But for me, it's like I was always at war with my mum and my dad because I felt like they didn't give me my freedom in the way that I saw a lot of my other peers having freedom.
Yeah.
You know, I remember being at birthday parties and then, you know, it's like 10 o'clock and my mum's the only mum calling saying you have to come home. You know, and you're like, why won't you let me live?
Yeah.
You know, so we used to get into beef about that.
Yeah.
And then you go and then you speak to people and, you know, you get experience of life and you realize that, oh, she
cares.
Yeah, she wants to keep you safe.
Yeah.
And,
do you know what's funny about that situation? You're the one who picked up the phone. See, as a...
This is the middle child speaking now, isn't it?
just coming to the phone.
What mom's calling, dash that.
See, do you know what I realized? Yeah, like as I got like older and I kind of analyzed stuff.
Yeah.
See, my thing was like, okay, if she rings more than 3 times in it, then I'll probably pick up in it. But you see, my little brother, then it just got expanded because with my little brother, it's like if I'm doing something and you ring and I know what you're gonna say. Phone died, didn't it?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's been passed down. He was a good child.
Yeah.
You're the one that's like, pick up after 3 calls.
Yeah.
Brother's like,
Yeah.
I love that.
So,
I love
it's
that.
funny.
That is so
man,
sweet.
dude. It's a mad thing. Where would you say that? What would you say has been your biggest challenge in the nannying field so far?
Just being a black woman working in white spaces, that has been difficult. Because sometimes you feel like, especially in the beginning, I felt like I had to dim my light, and I'm a very big light, like I'm bright. So just kind of navigating that and just trying to work on being authentic and being yourself, but also not looking unprofessional per se. And yeah, just being in spaces that I'm not used to. Like I didn't grow up very rich, and I work for a lot of celebrities and rich people. So just kind of navigating the household and just seeing how they do things differently to me. Another challenge was working for people that weren't black. Like I've seen things that they do that I'm like, whoa, that would never be okay in a black house. So that was kind of like challenging. But now, like I said, I'm 17 years deep. So
yeah,
I'm used to it. But in the beginning, I was 16. So it was like very new to me.
Yeah, intimidating.
Yeah, very,
And
very.
what would you say one of the most key skills you learned from kind of the contrast between kind of black households and white households?
That black people wash very often. And I didn't realize we wash so often. Like in some, not all, some white households, they only wash like some, not all, 2 or 3 times a week. And that was a shock to me because I was like, what?
Yeah,
like, no,
mad.
I can't look after children that wash 2 or 3 times a week. Like, come on. So that was shocking. Yeah, that was shocking. Like, they don't need to always have a bath, but I'm like, they're outside, they're playing, they're getting dirty, their fingernails are dirty. So me, I'm big, like, I make sure that I'm big on like hygiene, and I want to teach children about self-anatomy. So just teach them about being clean, looking after themselves and stuff. So I even tell the parents that it's a life skill that I'm teaching them, and I'm also teaching them a skill to do with child development about looking after their bodies and stuff. So that was shocking. Also, just like in terms of discipline, a lot of people find like in black households, respect is like so important, but sometimes it can be optional in white houses. So yeah,
you see that in a lot of films, though, innit?
Yeah,
it's like,
but that's like over exaggerated because I've worked for some really proper like parents that are not black that are amazing. Like when it comes to respect, what, this is your nanny? Like they're proper. And then I've worked for some families that are black and there's no respect there. So I feel like there's kind of like a myth of, oh, white people don't have discipline. It's not always the case.
Yeah. That's good to clear up, innit?
Yeah, absolutely. Get rid of that myth.
I was going to ask this later on in the show, but I think it coincides with what you've been talking about, innit? And that's smacking, innit?
Yeah.
So obviously as a nanny, you can't physically clap up children, innit?
Yeah.
But what's your personal view on smacking? Because in the black community, it's like you got to whoop your children's arse, innit?
Yeah.
So what? And obviously as a nanny, you can't do that. So
yeah, absolutely not. I'm against it only because I don't feel like it does anything. I feel like it builds fear in children. And I don't think children should fear their parents. So for me, it's like now you're hitting them and you're expecting them to fear you. So now they're going to listen. That's coercing them. Like I don't like that. So for me, obviously, I got beat. I was a good child, but I was feisty. I still am. So I when I was ready, I got beat. Like sometimes I was a weird kid. Like I used to do curious stuff, and then before you know it, like I've mashed up everything. And my mom's like, "What the hell?" So I used to, and having 6 as well. Like, how's my mom going to control 6 children on her own?
Yeah.
So she had to, she felt she had to do that. But I personally don't believe in that. I believe in talking to children and making them understand the consequences of their actions. So just explaining it to them, why it's not good, why you shouldn't do this, or doing this, how it makes that person feel, how it makes yourself feel. So I'm big on like communication with children. I don't believe in hitting.
Yeah, it's mad. You know what, yeah? Because I remember when my daughter was a little bit younger than she is now, yeah? And I remember one of the first interactions where she did something that was naughty, innit?
Yeah.
And my wife said to her, "I'm sad." And I was like, raw.
Yeah.
Like, because in black households, you'll never hear your mum say, what you've done has made me sad. Especially to a young child. Like, obviously, sometimes when you're older, they'll say, like, I'm very disappointed in you and stuff like that. But, and it's like, oh, she's getting firsthand to realize that her actions actually have consequences on other people.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so for me, that was I know my wife, like, over a decade, innit? So I know what she's like, but just seeing that interaction between them two, I was like,
I made a good choice.
Yeah.
My wife is dope.
You know, there was there.
Yeah.
Because I went through a thing where I was like smacking kids, not smacking kids. And I think that most of the time you do it because you're frustrated.
Absolutely.
And that's not good.
You have to work on your emotions and how you kind of show frustration.
Yeah, exactly. And so for me, I was just like, okay, if that's where the root's coming from, that means that I can't control my own temper. And so that's having a direct relation to my daughter. And I was like, yeah, I don't want to have that kind of dynamic with her. So, but I just thought it was interesting to get your view, because obviously you work in the you work in the field.
Yeah.
When people think of nannies, they usually think of Mary Poppins or Joe Frost, innit?
Yeah.
Like,
God. And Joe Frost.
That's Super Nanny, innit?
Yeah. So, I love Joe Frost. Big up Joe Frost. But I wouldn't say what she does in nannying. It's more parent coaching.
Okay.
Whereas I feel like nannying, we raise children. So we do exactly what the parents do, probably more, because we've got the experience and the knowledge. So we're also like a childcare expert in the parents' house. So, you know, for instance, some of us will go to our parents and ask for advice, but their methods are like outdated.
Yeah.
So you have someone in your house that has, you know, up-to-date knowledge on different child development methods and stuff like that for you. So someone you can just lean on for advice as well. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know personally many nannies in there.
So, many black nannies as well.
Black
Jamaican nannies. Let's put that in there.
Yeah, it's true. How much of your culture do you bring to the workplace?
All of it. All of it. Every single bit of it. Yeah. Like, my nanny children at the moment are obsessed with my, you know, Jamaica, we make banana fritters. They're obsessed with my banana fritters. Like, even the dad's like, Shada, when you make it so, he's like crack, you know, your banana fritters like crack. Yeah, like, always ask me for my banana fritters. Like, even when I was working with two little boys that were white, they were my babies. Shout out Bibi and Doxy. They love Jamaican culture. Like they because of me, they used to listen to Bob Marley. They used to listen to reggae, Beres Hammond, little things, and like even I teach them little things like mash it up, like little things when they're dancing. I'm like, hey, and doing little things with them. So like they're gonna grow up with that Jamaican influence. And the other day, their mom sent me a video, and they were like eating ginger cake, but it had it had the Jamaica sign on the packet. So they've gone into the shop. And they said to their mom, that's the Jamaican flag, like Shada. And they're like, can we have Jamaica cake? So they call it Jamaica cake. Yeah. So she's like, they're eating it, and they're going, Shada, Jamaica cake. And I'm like, what? You get me? So just little things like that. Like, I like to bring my culture into it, teach them about my culture, Jamaica and stuff like that. Children I work for now are Nigerian. The little boy was like, in Nigeria, we say this and we say that. And I'm like, well, in Jamaica, we say this. And, you know, so, you know, I always like to bring my culture in. Always, all of it.
And I think that's, you know what, I actually think that's important moving forward because
definitely
so many people live in ignorance about, and the ignorance is not always like racism.
Yeah.
But there is some kind of ignorance. Like I might have said this on the podcast before, innit? But I remember we were talking about something when I was really young about problem solving or something like that. Yeah. And there was this girl in the church, and she's been around black people, like in and around the church, but outside of the church, she don't know no black people. Yeah. She didn't grow up with them, nothing. So we were talking, and she was saying, "Oh, I would do a formal protest with all of my friends, you know, and we probably write letters." And what would you do, Sam? Would you form a gang? And then you're like, what? You know, you're like, a gang?
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, and so, obviously, look, because I knew who she was,
Was she black?
No.
Right.
Yeah. But because I knew who she was and I knew her parents, I knew that didn't come from a hateful place. It's just
ignorance.
But it
lack
was
of
just
knowing.
her ignorance, and she doesn't spend her time with black people.
Missing out.
You think, trust me.
Because of the vibes.
With the
whole
whole vibe.
You know what I'm saying? The salts.
You know, I see sauce. You know, so then what you're doing is really important because that's gonna stop those kind of questions.
Absolutely.
You know, because the bridge has been gapped already.
Absolutely. So. It's such a big thing for me, especially even going in households that are black and not Jamaican. even if they are Jamaican, I make sure they know about their culture. It's just very important. I feel like I can add that little bit extra. Do you know what I mean? Because it's such a rich culture. Do you know what I mean? And just those children now are not going to be shocked when they see a black person. When they go private school and there's loads of white people, they're going to feel comfortable around any race because they've had me for the first 2 years of their life or whatever, 4 years, whatever. And so with them, like even mum was very good in wanting them to be in a school that was very diverse, that had loads of different types of people from different types of countries and stuff like that. So that was very good to work for a family like that, because even the mum and dad used to say little patwa words here and there.
Okay.
Sometimes they'd like when they see me, they'd all say wagwan and all that. You know, I'm like, look at you about wagwan. What you know about wagwan? Like, you know, so little things like they even used to say. And then like when they went to like a family party and they were like doing a dance move that I taught them, you know, like a Jamaican dance move. The little boys, all the boys were like doing the dance move. I'm like, what? Yes. I learned that from my nanny. Like, and to them, I'm not black. I'm just their nanny.
Yeah, that's
so.
it. Yeah.
But for me, it's good because I know now they will grow up and have very positive memories of black women because of me. Yeah. So if I can make that difference, it's amazing.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah,
it's much needed, isn't it?
Have you ever had like issues with attachment where it's been like a child has been way too close to you and not so close to their parents?
All the time. All the time. And then you have to deal with jealousy from the parents and then micromanaging. And it's hard. I understand it because I'm not a parent, but I'm not a jealous person either. So I would love if my child loves someone else just as much as me or whatever. Because then it will make me feel safe. Like if I'm not there, my child's okay. Yeah. But some parents, because some might be insecure. Some might have never had a nanny. They don't know how it's going to make them feel. I've had that, like, that's a big issue in the nanny world. Yeah, because I build very strong bonds with my nanny children. And they're like my babies. Even when I leave, they're still my babies. So the parents just need to understand, like, I'm like an auntie in a way. Yeah. But like, I'm like the favorite family member or something, like, look at it like that. But yeah, that happens a lot.
That's mad because, like, I remember when my wife was pregnant, going on some blogs and stuff like that and hearing some guys and they were like, I can't believe I'm writing this, but I feel like I'm jealous of my newborn, you know, because they're getting all this attention and for my wife. And I was thinking, you what? You know, because I think for me, I've always understood that I'm not a friend to my child. Yeah. I'm their parent first. Yeah. So they don't have to like me. But you gotta respect me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then you will love me.
Exactly. Yeah. And you have to go through that time. Like there were times where I didn't like my mum and dad. But I respect them. And now I've grown to love them.
Absolutely.
Like, intentionally. Like so when I heard it, I was just like, you're jealous of this little kid.
Yeah, that's that don't common. Even know I have to a friend right now that's going through that.
Is it?
Yeah. I have a friend right now that's going through that. But she wasn't aware, and I'm like, can you, like, your partner saying things that sounds like he's jealous? Like, maybe you should spend more time with him or do more things, like maybe have a date night or, you know, because he feels starved of attention. Yeah. And when she sat down with him and he said that, I said, hey. Yeah. And she's like, you need to be a relationship counselor. I'm like, no, sorry, I was staying nannying. But just little things, like, it's very, very important. And I see it a lot with men. They're like, oh, don't worry about me, like it's not about me. And I'm like, no, you need to get involved too. Like I'm very big on family. So when I go in the house, I feel like I make a difference to the parents as well. I feel like I've fixed a few marriages as well. I'm not gonna lie. Like, you know, like, oh, you know, guys, I'm gonna stay later today. You guys go out, have fun. Yeah, like, and they're like, really? I'm like, go out, go and do something, go party. Like, you know, I'm that kind of nanny. So I think I add that to the whole family. I don't just make a difference to the children as well. I'm there for the parents too.
And that's dope. Like for me, that's a massive thing for me as well. It's like life can become so mundane, and humans, like, we get into patterns.
Absolutely.
We love, like, routines, and sometimes it's like
you don't want to get bored. I get bored very easy.
Yeah, you have to be able to, like, take
spice
a step
it
back
up.
And be like, okay, like, what are we gonna do now? And even if my thing is communication is so key, because if the two people don't talk, then you'll never know.
Yeah.
And that's what my problem is. Like, if you don't talk, like, you never know. So
and it builds up.
It builds up, you just get frustrated.
And then you build resentment for your partner.
And then it gets to a thing where you didn't put the toilet seat down.
Like, little niggling things.
And then you're like, what? The toilet seat?
Yeah.
But it's way
more than that.
Yeah, it's like that's the last straw.
Yeah, like
you in the flipping toilet.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. See it all the time. See it all the time.
That's crazy. What would you say has been the most spectacular moment of your nannying career?
I have loads. There's not just one. Like even like this year alone, doing the safari in Tanzania was like out of this world. Like literally just got back on Saturday from Nigeria, and then the week before that was in Tanzania. It was like one of the best experiences I've ever had. I love nature. I'm an Earth star sign, so I love nature. Like I was in my element there. Yeah, literally, I felt so at home. So that was amazing. Obviously the private jet is fun too. Yeah. Also one thing I did, like I went to a trip to Washington DC. So my nanny family, the mom, her brother was getting married. So I went to the wedding. So that was amazing because I'm going to be now in that family's wedding pictures. And the children are going to look back like, Shada was there. Like, that makes me feel so amazing. So that was in Washington, DC. And then from there, I flew to Miami. I had a holiday on my own. And then I went to Jamaica. And then I flew back to England. So those kind of things I love because I get to see the world on a budget. Yeah. I don't have to pay for nothing. I just have to look after the babies, which is what I do anyway. Yeah. But I get to obviously just experience a different side of life that I didn't even know existed. Like I lived in Oman and I lived between Oman and San Francisco. I was working for like a billionaire family there, and the way they lived, they lived good. They lived good, and I lived with them, so I got to experience that, and I was like, "This is amazing." But it's great because you just see, like to me, like everything in life is endless. Like there's no limit for me because when I see people like that, and I'm like, I'm not even there yet. Yeah. So I got a long way to go. So it's very inspiring living those kind of lifestyles.
Do you think it fuels your ambition?
Oh, absolutely fuels. Like literally, I am like insanely ambitious. Like to the point where some people are like, okay, calm down, Shada. It's a bit much. Don't calm it down. Don't calm it down. At all. I'm not calming it down at all. But like, you notice it when you're around people that are not ambitious, how ambitious you are. So yeah, that to me just motivates me every single day.
Because I think every day. For a lot of people, they see those things on Instagram, they see it on YouTube, but it's very different. You living in it.
Yeah.
That gives you that extra drive.
Yeah. But there's a dark side to it as well. A lot of people see all the highlights of the rich people. And I can even say living in houses with people that have crazy money. Sometimes it's not a nice atmosphere. Sometimes they're very miserable. They're not happy. And you see, like with us, we might not have a lot to them because we don't have a lot of money, but we have family. Yeah. We have friends, genuine friendships. Remember, think about it, when they get all this money, they don't know who's real, who's there. Like, there's a lot of trust issues and there's a lot of paranoia as well. So
trust is a massive thing in terms of people.
Right. Right. So that I see that firsthand. Like even seeing people like one of the families that I was working with, like there was a deal that went wrong, and when they found out who was behind the deal, it was someone they were very close to, like something like that, like what I mean, like betrayal and all that, and that was hard to see them go through that. But yeah, like these are the things that you have to live with, really.
My mom always says that. My mom's always like, be careful with money. I know everybody wants it. But very people live happily with the money that they have.
Absolutely.
And I suppose it's been crazy, like for me and Sammy, because we've always wanted money, but we've always wanted money to make a difference.
Absolutely.
But I always have a little prayer, and I always say, like, like God, like if the money is gonna mess up the family, then like even though we grind so hard for it, maybe it's not for us, and like, maybe it's not, but. We want it. Like, definitely, I want my dad to be driving, Maybach. You know what I'm saying? Like, whoa! You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm with my dad as well. He's going there with all the uncles. Like, let's pop the crystal today. You know what I'm saying? You want them to live that life. But if it's gonna be like a back and forth between that, I love my brothers to bits. Like, if it's gonna be a back and forth between that, I don't want it.
You'd be surprised though. Like, I feel like to have money, your life before needs to be a certain way. Like obviously nothing is perfect, but you need to have some level of happiness before you get money, because if you think getting money is going to make you happy, one, it will, but it's very limited. Because once you've done everything you want to do, what now? Do you know what I mean? And I've seen it even with like families where the mom doesn't talk to none of her family, and then the dad's family don't like the mom. So I'm like, and then she's got no friends. So I'm like, who do you have? Like, I'm always talking about my sisters, my nephews, my nieces. And she doesn't really talk about much. And that was really sad. Like, wow, you actually don't have anyone?
Yeah.
After I saw why. But I was like, I was like, okay, like I'm seeing the true side now. Makes sense why no one's around you. But yeah, like, you know, it's sad. It's sad. But I'm very lucky. That might just be a result
of not having people around you.
Yeah.
You know, because you learn social cues and stuff from people. You learn how to be appropriate from people, all of this stuff.
Yeah.
But when you don't have it, your cues go off and you get a bit weird, you know, so...
do you know what? Yeah, social care taught me a lot of stuff, you know, like, you see, like, when people, like, travel the world as well, and I've got a lot of friends who travel the world, and I wish them all the best, but I've seen it go wrong as well, you know, like, someone comes back into the country, it's like, do you have any savings? Like, no. Okay, so who looks after you? Well, nobody. Where's your friends? Oh, well, I had this friend, but while I was in New Zealand, didn't it, for 2 years, living out there, you know, that person passed away, and while I was in New Zealand, my mum relocated to here and that. And it's like, okay, so what's your network like? Well, I don't really have anyone. Okay, so we need to get your stuff from your home because you need to go into a care home. What are we doing here? All right, well, the social worker's going to have to go and get it. You know? And then it's like, okay, well, what does this person really like? You know, you're going to someone's random home and you're just auto-selecting things that you think that they may need. And, you know, especially... towards the end of life, it can get extremely lonely for a lot of people. I mean, it gets lonely for people who have, you know, had people around where those people have passed away and, you know, travelled and all the rest of it. So much so for people who've never had anybody around, isn't it? So definitely, I think having a big network of people around you, you know, while you can, is a massive thing.
That are genuine people.
Yeah, genuine people.
Because you can have a lot of people around you and...
They could be associates, bad
and they don't
wish you well.
Yeah. And I was listening to the James English podcast, innit, with Herbert Marvin, who was like this London gangster. And he was saying he got shot 5 times. And the bullets obliterated his legs, shot one of his testicles out, and he got shot in the eye as well. And when he woke up, he was like, why did nobody come to see me?
Wow.
You know, he was
like... all those people around him when he had...
Yeah, he was like, I punched up this man for you. I went into debt for you. I went to rob this man to give it to you and your family. I was at your wedding. And what?
Sad.
Nobody came to see, man.
Yeah, that's
you
sad.
know, and so... we can't underestimate like people who really have our backs.
No, definitely.
You know, like, because it means a lot. What would you say your nannying career has given you outside of the profession?
Life experience, social skills, gratitude, like you wouldn't believe. Sometimes I've been in a house and I'm like, thank God for my life. Thank God I can go home to a loving mom. Thank God I can go home to a loving family. Life experiences that I would never, ever had experienced if I weren't a nanny. And just like business knowledge, money knowledge. Just the importance of life, I think. I've learned the importance of life and what it means to be happy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's lovely, isn't it?
Thank you.
So, you told me a little bit about a fall that you had that put you in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
And I think it's very important to talk about that because I think it shows your resilience and your character. So
thank you.
If you don't mind telling the people
what happened.
What happened.
No. So in my friend group, I'm kind of like the twerkulator. Like I can twerk my ass, I'm like the dancer of my friend group.
Okay.
So I was on holiday in Zante, which is Greece, for some that don't know. And there was like a dance competition. So I wasn't going to enter it, but because I'd been dancing at the different parties, different people had seen me dancing and was like, you need to enter. I was like, no, like I don't want to be on stage, it's not my thing, whatever. They were like, what do you mean you're a dancer? Like, didn't want to do it. But my friend had lost her wristband. And they were like, the money is 500 euros. So I was like, the wristband's like 200 euros. I can get that. We can party, whatever.
Yeah.
So I entered the competition. Ended up being last 2 was me and my sister. So they were like...
Either way, it's coming home.
Yeah, literally. So the guy was like, this isn't fair. It's like 2 sisters. If you win, you both win, whatever. Anyway, I won the competition. And then, like, I feel like I had a lot of evil eye after from a few people.
Okay.
The next day now... we're dancing. I'm in this like club, outside club, and I'll go on the wall. I'm dancing, twerking my ass, whatever. And I've jumped down like as normal to get down. And my knees just go, like literally just go. And I've landed on my knees, but it was concrete. And the wall was about 6 foot. So I was like, so I jumped down now, and then I literally could not get up. And I'm laughing because I'm in shock. So I'm trying to get up and I'm just dropping. Trying to get up, dropping. I can't feel my legs. Like from here down, I can't feel my legs, from the waist down. So I'm like, in my head, I'm just thinking, shit. Can I swear?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm thinking, shit. Like, oh my God, like my dance career is over. Like I can't teach because at the time I was doing nannying part-time and teaching dance and drama.
Right.
So I just started crying because I'm just like, my career's over. Like, what am I going to do? And then my friend's like, get up. And I'm like, I can't. Like, we're both laughing. And she's like, Shada, stop laughing, get up. And I'm like, I literally can't feel my legs. So someone picked me up and put me on like a stretcher. They called the ambulance now. I'm at a pool party. So I'm like trying to be discreet, Everyone dancing. I'm like, shush, man, I don't want no one to see, like, the pride in me. Anyway, big ambulance comes with stretcher. I said, I'm not getting on that. I'm not getting on that. I won the dance competition the day before, and then I'm going to be carried out the next day on the stretcher. I was like, no way. So the guy literally picked me up, put me in the ambulance. When I got there, they literally didn't do no scans or nothing. They just wrapped my knees in bandages, which I think made it worse. So when I got back to England, so basically for the rest of the holiday, we had like 4 days left. I was being pulled around in a wheelchair. But at first, I couldn't move. I was bedbound. Like, I was in the bed. Couldn't move. Like, my brother literally had to pick me up, put me in the bath. Like, luckily, I was on holiday with my sister and my brother and some friends. So they literally looked after me. And then when I got back, I had to come back on a wheelchair. When I got to the hospital, I was in the wheelchair and then they sent me home. So I was like, I can't move. Like, and at the time, I lived in a flat where there's like 3 floors, no lift.
Oh, my days.
So I was like, I can't get up the stairs, innit? So I literally had to sit on my bum and like crawl up. My cousin was like, no, let me just pick you up. Obviously, I'm not slim. So I was like, it was heavy, but she picked me up, put me in my house, and then I was bedbound for like 3-4 months. I couldn't move.
Wow.
Like, I couldn't feel
I
my
thought you
legs.
say 3-4 days.
No, 3-4. I could not move. I could not feel my legs. Every day, I'm like doing this, like trying to move my feet, like my feet, just to feel the tingles. I couldn't feel anything. So then I had to do like, in that time, I had to do hydrotherapy, had to do intense physio like every day. I was in and out of hospital. And then eventually one day I said, like, I felt like my feeling coming back, and I was like, oh, I can feel my legs. I started to get a bit gasped. Oh, I can stand up. Oh, drop down. I was like, where am I going? I called my mum, like, I'm falling out of my bed. And she had to drive all the way from Dulwich to come to my house. At the time I was living in Elephant and Castle. So she came to my house, she helped me get back up. And then she was like, please, just don't move again. If you need us, just call. Like, keep your phone next to you charged. So I literally was bedbound. Like, I had to my mum had to come every day and wash me. Like, it was crazy. And then eventually I started to get the feeling back. Then I was on crutches. The day that I stood, I was bawling. Like, I was in the mirror just crying. Like, why are you in the mirror crying? But I was just so happy I could feel my legs. So I was standing up, and then my sister was like, she's a personal trainer and a nutritionist. So she was like, I'm going to work with you on your diet and exercises, like strengthening your knees and your thighs. So what I was doing was hydrotherapy, physio, and then gym with her.
Right.
And it was amazing because at first she had to come to my house and train me because I couldn't do anything. But it literally was like movement. I wasn't even exercise. Like, it was just like move your foot to here to there, here to there, like literally. And then over the few months, and then I started to get more feeling in my legs. And then I stood, and then I started to walk, take steps, and then it was just like from there. Once I took my step, I was like, okay, now I can do this. I can do anything. So now nothing phases me in life. Like, I don't get stressed, because I just think that's my rock bottom. And it's not that bad, so I can get over it.
You can get over it.
Yeah, that's when my resilience kicked in.
That's
crazy, isn't it? Yeah.
Because, it could have broken some people.
Absolutely. I'll be very honest. The only thing that saved me was therapy. During that time, I was very lucky because I signed myself up to therapy because I started to feel very depressed. Obviously, I can't move. I'm a dancer, and like, so then they was like, because you can't come in person, we have no waiting list for phone therapy. I was like, look at God. So every Tuesday at 4 p.m, I remember it, I used to have a therapist. So I had it for like 3 months, and I swear it changed my life. Yeah, so that's what kept me going.
We have a friend called Dion in it, and she's a massive advocate for therapy.
Absolutely. So am I. Yeah. I say it all the time, it saved my life. And I feel like a lot of people in our community is very against it. But I swear it couldn't. Listen, man, I'm just an advocate for therapy.
Yeah, because you see things like blue therapy in it. Yeah, I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah, I did. It's just toxic. It's not really like that.
See, and then so I feel like things like that, they make, especially people from our culture, innit? Like
make us look stupid.
Yeah, and make us feel like, well, why would I go there?
Yeah, to a stranger and
and tell all my problems.
Yeah, no, it's not even like
end
that.
Up like Paul.
It's not even like that. Even you realize what you said?
Hey.
Oh my God, please don't get me started.
I went to a party and he was outside, you know.
Was he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a bit of a celebrity. He's a bit of a celebrity. Can't get in. Yeah, literally.
No, it was the end of the party. Though,
okay, cool. No, he's a bit of a celebrity now, isn't he?
Yeah.
But no, I feel like therapy, it helps you to be more self-aware. Okay. It helps you to be more mindful of your actions. It makes you see life very differently and also see things from other people's perspectives.
Right.
And it also teaches you, like, I feel like when you have therapy, no one can't tell you about yourself. Because it literally, like, you get stripped down, like, to the root, and then it's like you build yourself back up. So for me, I was doing therapy because I couldn't move, but then other things came up and I was like, oh, I got issue with this. I didn't realize, like, you know, even like that was saying about the masculine, feminine thing that came up. Because the woman's like, my therapist was like, I said, no, it's every time you speak, you're the leader, you're the person. Like, when has anyone done anything for you? And there was bare silence. I was like, I hadn't thought about it, and I was like, raw, that's actually true. So it was a man or woman, whichever. I had a woman, thankfully. But she just made me see life very different. And also she taught me about purpose. What's your purpose in life? Because she was like, depression is linked to your purpose not being fulfilled. So I did CBT, which is cognitive behavior therapy, right? Yeah. When I say game changer, it literally taught me why I think the way I do, why I get depressed, like my triggers. So I have depression and anxiety. And she was teaching me basically when do I feel most anxious? When do I feel least anxious? And then she was finding like in between, like why I was feeling it, like the triggers. So when she said, the reason why you're feeling depressed, what do you do for fun? She said. So I was telling her. And then she went, when's the last time you done it? And I was like, I couldn't give her any answers. So she's like, now do you see why you're starting to feel these ways? So we're going to start introducing the things that make you feel alive, the things that make you feel happy, the things that make... So one of the things was like, I like reading. Like, I'm a bookworm. I love reading. Too, yeah. Like, I don't even watch... Is it... You love... Yes, yeah, this is great. Reading, I never find anyone, they're like, you read books, what? I love books. Like, I haven't owned a TV for 13 years. Mad. So me, I just read. So one of the things was that I haven't read a book in ages. So she was like, let's start with reading 10 pages. Like, literally. So when I read 10 pages, the next week we spoke, I felt like I'd achieved something. Yeah. You know what I mean? So then she was like, what's the next thing you'd want to do? I was like, stand. I want to be able to stand. I want to be able to walk. Like, little things. And so it helped me. Like, week by week, it really helped me. And I'm actually going to start therapy again because I feel like I'm struggling with life right now. Right. A lot is going on. And I feel like I need it now. So I stopped for a bit, but I'm going to get it back up.
So you're making me feel like I need to go.
Yeah. No. Listen, it's a game changer. Good. Yeah. All right, good. If you're listening and you're thinking about doing therapy, please go. Like, even if it's just one session, and try and find someone that is kind of has the same values as you in terms of like what they work with. Like, you have different therapists that work with different things. I wanted someone that specialized in depression and anxiety because I didn't understand it. It's not my character. Why the hell am I feeling these things? Why am I thinking this way? I don't understand. So they really helped me to understand that. And I don't think I've got depressed since. Yeah. Because I know my triggers. And I know when I'm starting to feel, and for me, to get my feet done, get my nails done, go to the spa, like they're the things that make me feel good. So when I started to feel that feeling, I do something that makes me feel good. Yeah. So
you can kind of circumvent it.
Right.
I need one that specializes in creating millionaires.
Sign me up.
Literally, when I find out what my family, you know, the rich people, their therapist is, send you the number, yeah?
I'll send you the number. Appreciate you kicking all this. Yeah. I told your brother give me the receipt and the check.
50 grand, isn't it?
For 1 hour, what?
Can you make me a millionaire first?
Literally.
So I wanted to delve into a little bit about like child behavior and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
So in your personal opinion, do you think children should have set bedtimes? Like young children?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
They need the rest for their brain development, yeah? They need the rest. They need at least 10 to 12 hours a night. I think it's very, very important because it helps build routine and structure. If you look at life in general, school, routine structure, college, routine structure, uni, routine structure. If you have a business, routine structure.
Yeah.
So you're teaching them life skills as well whilst doing it. Also, a child that knows what's coming next feels more safe and secure. Where they don't know what's coming, what's going, like they get very anxious. So I believe, they should have set bedtimes.
Yeah, because we had that for a while. So
Yeah.
my daughter's in bed by about 7, but
That's good.
she started waking up during the night time.
Yeah.
So we're kind of
How often in the night? Because I've gone to sleep trainer mode.
often. So maybe 5 out of 7 days.
Is she hungry?
No, a lot of the time she wants to use the toilet.
Oh, so she, okay.
So
So how old is she?
2.
2. And she's done, have you potty trained her?
Yeah.
That's why. She's learnt now about her bowel movements. So
Yeah.
So do you take her toilet, yeah?
Yeah. You got to
Have you
wait.
thought about putting a potty in her room?
We have.
Does she use it?
No, we haven't.
Oh.
We haven't done it.
Okay.
We did consider it.
Yeah. Because that means she will get up, go wee-wee and go back in her
Go
bed.
back to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I don't know. I'm
positive.
just funny with the
Yeah.
potty in her room.
Yeah, but you can
But-
put the absorbent sheets
Oh,
and the
yeah,
potty on
yeah.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that will help.
Maybe we should figure that out.
Yeah, just put the absorbent sheet and the potty in the middle. So if
Yeah.
she does have little trinkles of wee, then it's on the absorbent sheet and not on
Sheet.
your carpet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
God, that's
See, this
amazing.
why you got a nanny in the room. I got a solution for everything.
Yeah, because we've been thinking about it. Maybe she's drinking too close to bedtime.
I was
going
gonna
to
say that. That was my
So-
next thing. When does she stop eating before bed?
So she has dinner about 5:30.
Okay, and does she eat anything in between?
No, but we used to give her milk right before bed.
There you go.
But
They
we,
just
we stopped.
stopped?
Yeah, we
And she's still
stopped
getting
doing
up?
that. So we've been trialing it recently.
Okay.
So I don't think it's been too bad.
Yeah, she's 2. She doesn't need milk before bed anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, so get
You know
rid of
what it is? It's me and my wife are very routinistic.
Yeah,
So it's only when something in a routine breaks down
Yeah.
or doesn't provide the intended consequence
Yeah.
that we relook at it.
yeah.
And then we go to a new, but we're
Yeah.
very routinistic.
It's good to be routine, but I think you need to do it from more of a child development point. So she's turning 2, so what needs to change?
Yeah.
She's turning 3, what needs to change?
Right.
Because what happens is a lot of parents keep their children in baby mode up until like 2, and that 0 to 2 is crucial in them learning loads of different life skills. So if you're
Yeah.
treating them like a baby for the first 2 years of their life, that's setting them up for 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
Right? So I was like, for me, 12 months, bottle goes. Like,
Yeah.
get rid of bottle, get rid of milk. Milk goes in meals, breakfast, or dinner. Something to do with milk. Like, even if I make my mac and cheese, I put a little bit of milk in there.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Little things.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I incorporate milk in their diet, but I don't give them milk per se.
Right.
After 12 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I get rid of bottles.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
She doesn't have a bottle.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
uses a cup.
Oh, good,
But,
good.
Yeah, she hasn't had a bottle. She didn't use dummies.
Yeah.
For our American listeners, pacifiers.
Yeah. Literally.
So what advice would you give somebody who, because we're gonna be wrapping up now,
Yeah.
what advice would you give somebody who was looking to enter into the nannying field?
DM me. Sign up to my mentoring and coaching, because I do
Okay.
mentor nannies. I actually had a nanny in my DM today talking about like she wants to transition from nursery, being in a nursery,
Right.
maybe doing nannying or child minding or whatever. So I do a lot of business consultations as well.
Right.
So if someone that wants to get into the nanny industry, but yeah, generally just message me. I will set you on where to go, what to do, what you need to have. I'm happy to do that for free. But if you want actual personalized advice, you have to pay for that,
Of
obviously.
course.
And that's obviously via my website, which is nannysharz.com. So if anyone is listening, interested in becoming a nanny, because we make good money and it's fun, and if you like traveling, it's amazing. And if you like children in general, just send me a DM on Instagram. I'm at Nanny Sharz, at Nanny Sharz on everything, except from LinkedIn. I'm Shada Lambert.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And lastly, this question just kind of popped into my mind,
Yeah.
didn't it? Like, have you come across male nannies, and
Yeah.
how well do they do?
Amazingly.
Okay.
They call them mannies. Mannies. And I know a lot, probably about 5 I can name, which isn't a lot, but to me it's a lot because no one really heard of them. Do you know a male nanny?
No. That's
See?
why I asked it. Yeah.
Right. So there's some amazing male nannies on Instagram. So go follow them. They're amazing there. And yeah, they can be super nannies as well. Like, and to be honest, I feel like it really helps, especially with boys, to have a nanny.
Right.
Some of them don't like I look after 2 girls and a boy at the moment, and the boy, I was like, how do you feel about getting a nanny? He's like, I don't want a man as a nanny. I was like, all right, sorry. He's like, why couldn't you just stay? Because I don't stay long term anymore.
Right.
So for 17 years, I did permanent.
Right.
But I'm like a bit like you. I like a bit of spontaneous, you know.
Yeah.
I get bored very quick.
Right.
That's why I haven't been in a relationship so long. But, you know, I get bored very quick. So I now just specialize in temp work and travel nannying. So if someone goes abroad and they need childcare, I'll go with them.
Right.
So that's what I specialize in, as well as my potty training, my sleep training, and my parent coaching. So yeah.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
It's been brilliant.
Thank you. I could talk to you guys all day.
Yeah. Likewise.
Thanks for having me.
No
Appreciate it.
problem. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. If you enjoyed the conversation, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Me and Don won't be here next week, but hopefully the week after we'll have something for you. And that's it, innit? So, my name's Sammy.
My name is Don.
And we've been the family.
Bow.